Back out here at Rancho Seco. Today I'm going to start off, we're on the northern side. Over here there's a nice little flat area for parking and a trail that goes around there, so you can hike around the lake. But I saw this place right as I was leaving last time, and I was just like, ooh, this looks pretty fishy. So we're going to be starting off with the Lost Creek flipping creature. This is in a Junebug color. Had some pretty good luck with this color with the Yamamotos, but the Yamamotos tear really easily. They're so salted. They move around a lot. They do great, but I mean, there was some times where I was casting and that was enough to tear. So I went through that pack pretty quick. So I got this, which is a looks like a pretty good alternative. So we're going to cast that around. We're just doing it on a little Texas rig, sitting at the bottom. See if we can coax anything into biting. Well, so far over here, all these spots that are open, pretty tight. I tried that other one and it was really tight. So now I'm over at this defunct dock. I can't get on it, but you can certainly get next to it. So let's see what we can do over here. What a fighting the fish would be like on that side. If I do get a fish here, it's going to be pretty difficult landing them, just because of he's going to make a run into the toolies over here. I mean, I should be able to get them through. I got 40-pound braid on this. 40-pound braid to a 20-pound leader. So it shouldn't be a problem, but it's not exactly going to be easy. All right, let's pop over this way, see what we got. Essentially going to be punching in here. Oh, damn it. Damn it, he went for it. Oh, man. He took that. Oh. Oh man, that was awesome. Okay, I gotta go get a new trailer for this. Left them in my car. I'll try that again. Got a new trailer. Trying to come up a little on the quieter side. Just see if we can drop that in there. I'm seeing movement. I don't know if I'm going to get another chance at them. I can see that movement right here. I can see the reeds like moving out of the way. First it looked like he was coming in. It's hard to tell for me because I got the sun blasting right in my eyes. But he could have been heading out. So as I'm jigging this up and down, I'm looking at these cattails and reeds and stuff to see if I can see them pushing through. It's not going to be like what you're seeing at the top with the wind moving it. It's going to be generating from the bottom, so that you can actually kind of see them split. So when you're looking at the top, they're all going to be moving pretty much the same way. And then if you look at the bottom, you're going to see them dividing while that bass is working its way through. Man, that was awesome. Bummed I didn't get the hook set, but pretty excited to get the opportunity. This looks like there's some more over here. Okay. Well, we know this spot is it's good looking. There's definitely going to be some bass in here. Accessibility is a little bit more difficult. Definitely something that if I had a kayak, I would start over there and just work my way all along this weed line where all this tules and cattails and whatnot is. Pitching and punching right into that stuff. Okay. Let's go try the west side. All right, we're over on the west side here. Over by the offices and whatnot. This is where last week I caught those two. So we're gonna try that again. And I might have overdone it today. I brought like 7 rods and basically every setup that I could put in the truck. That way if I need to change something, I can do that easily. So let's see if we can get something caught. I'm sticking with the that creature in June bug for right now. But I've also got a spinning rod with a weightless fluke on it, which I'm gonna give it a shot. Come on. Oh, come on. Ripped it right off. Man, I felt 2 good bites. I even waited, and then that third one hit, and it was hard. I thought that was enough. Okay. Let's put another fluke on. That worked surprisingly fast. Didn't have any more luck with that fluke, so I want to try something different, something I don't use very often. That's going to be the wacky rig. I've gone with this laminated yum dinger. So to do that, I just fold it in half, find where the middle is. It's usually right around this egg sac. That's the smooth part of the Senko. Drop that into my wacky rig tool. And I like to use the X method with the 2 rings. So I'll start up by doing your first one, move it up, get it where you want it, right there. Now you grab a second one, same thing, move it up. You're gonna put it right next to the first one. All right. Now, what you're gonna do is take your thumbnail and you're gonna fold the first one over the second one, or vice versa, until they make an X on your Senko. So, if you can see there's an X right there. Now I'm using this hook here. It's got some weed guards on it. They're not the best weed guards, but they're better than nothing. Now, you're gonna pull the hook underneath that X and just barely into the Senko. The idea is that when the worm, or when the bass hits it, the worm will be out of the way. If it does tear through, it's just going to tear through a little bit, and everything is going to be done on these O-rings, and that should help prolong the life of the Senko so that you can get some multiple uses out of it. All you have to do is flip it over and do the other X on the other side. I'm going to be using this weightless, and I'm going to be doing it on this Daiwa combo. I'm going to have to be very mindful. There's only 6-pound test on this because it's weightless. I need the lower test for the distance. So now that we got that rigged up, let's go ahead and throw this. I'm going to be targeting over here by these toolies. And I'm not going to try to put it in the toolies so much as right next to it, maybe slightly into it, but nothing like I was doing over on that other side with the fluke, just because this is not very weedless, has that exposed hook. So let's adjust these guards again, because they do get a little bit messed up when you hook everything up. And let's see if we can get anything. Now, what I was worried about happened where the slack of the line looped over some of this toolies, so we're going to be fighting that. What you're going to do is just let it set, and as it's falling down, each of the ends will wiggle. Then when you pull it up, they go down, and then when it drops down, they wiggle when they drop down again. Okay. And I'm all hung up. Hung up on some line there. Let's see if I can pop it. Okay, now I'm just hooked up on that line. Let's see what I can do. Okay. Well, cleared out someone's line. That's nice. You see this horrible mess here. That's what I got hooked into. So, let me clear that out and we'll do this all over again. All right, we're over on this side now. But we're right over there. Let's see what we can produce here. Hopefully more than just a plastic stealing bite. Let's see. I'm going to make sure to fish it all the way back, just in case there's one hiding in here. Oh, that was something big right in front of me. Okay, it's moving out. I can see it moving here. It's got to be somewhere right around in here. Didn't keep my thumb on the spool on that one. Kind of screwed me up. Hopefully he's not grabbing it right now. That was right here. I saw him moving right up until here, and then I couldn't see him moving anymore. So I don't know if he's still in there or if he was able to just get past me without me seeing it. I talked to a guy on the other side, and he was saying that he was doing well with the drop shot. So we're gonna give that a shot. I got it's a 3/8 ounce cylinder weight, and then a trick worm there with some. It's purple with a blue belly with some chartreuse on the tail. So let's see if that does anything else to change our luck here. We went back to the first spot that I tried, so let's see what that can do. And then try to cast it in between this wind. There's just so much stuff on the bottom of this lake. I'm on. I'm on. Yeah, there we go. And it's actually hooked. That's different. He just slung my trick worm, but I get a fish. Hey, chill. Chill. Right there. So yeah, drop shot it is. Boy, they pinned him good. He wasn't going nowhere. Get my pliers. There we go. I mean, nothing that we're gonna write home about, but you know, we're looking at, it's called 14. I'm good with 14. All right. Let's get us another one. Gotta go up to the car, get another worm. Yeah, right as it came out of the water, I watched it shake its head, and that worm went into low atmospheric orbit. Let's see if I got another one in here. Be right back. I got about a half hour more before I need to take off. I'd come back here to the spot by the office, see if I can get that drop shot to work over here. Let's see, when I pulled up, one of the guys over there was pulling out about a 2.5 pounder, so don't know what he was using. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for me today. One catch, 2 bites. Now, let's not call them 2 bites, let's call them 2 misses, because yeah, that was unfortunate. So, is Rancho Seco still becoming my new favorite place? Absolutely, especially now that seeing the drop shots working here. Will I be out here next week? That would be a yes. I would expect to see me out here next week. So, hopefully I have a video for you on that one as well. All right, till next time.